not it. I missed a good chunk. I missed a chunk of the RP at the end that I really don't want to go over.
No, dude. Nose goes. I have
I'll
my
recap.
Okay.
Okay, go for it.
When we had last left our intrepid band of freaks and weirdos,
Yes.
we had resolved the crisis that was plaguing the town, which is to say a series of dragons showing up and also a mysterious illness. Sort of two birds in one stoned it there. The party convinced the supposed presumed blood witch to hand herself over to the dragons. In return, the silver dragon washed over the entire village with some sort of cure, and they all left. And then we followed the trail of the missing Jarl up a cliff, where we found that he was dying. He died, and we didn't get a lot from him. And then we walked back down the mountain and are sort of looking for the next thing now. We've got time to build a boat. We've got potential looming threats to other family, because if Lord Mole knew about this town, he could know about our other pasts and families and connections, and that's bad. Am I missing anything?
You guys found the Jarl in the mountain, yes.
Yeah.
The Jarl gave very interesting insight. Whether it was useful or not is up to y'all. About Oomst has been having their hand in the entire, and he then proceeded to eliminate himself, unalive himself, for he was already dying. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We pretty much left right at the apex of night, and those of you who were planning to take a long rest may do so. If there was things you would like to do before the long rest, I'm not sure if any of you guys had mentioned anything like that. And that brings us to the morning. Yay, morning. Well,
again.
Yay for some people.
I know one thing that I want to do sometime soon, whether it's before that long rest or once we get back to a town that has wider resources. If I have access to the supplies to copy Contact Other Plane into my ritual book.
Yeah, this probably wouldn't be the best place to do that. But yes, definitely when you guys are able to be in an actual town. Which will be very soon. Is there anybody else doing anything this fine morning or night, depending on when you choose to do it?
I mean, probably just go check on the ship. Was what Omu would do first thing in the morning. Now that like the immediate danger is past, he's a lot more interested. I say more interested. His interest never waned. But
yeah, I was gonna say. Well, more interested than what was going on previously. Yes.
There was something that was demanding his attention, at least for a little bit.
Right, but back to
now
what was at hand.
Back to the ship, and now he wants to go take a little look-see and see how it's going.
For sure. We can start there. if anybody else has anything else they would like to say, so we can pan back over, we will.
All I gotta say is Seamus is just keeping a close eye on a resident wink.
Just in case they try to skit scat scoot.
Possibly.
They did mention it.
Drakkar is. I mean, we already talked about what Drakkar is doing.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the only other person, obviously, in this party that is most likely to be up around that same time or shortly after is Olmu.
Yeah.
Olmu's kind of a early morning riser as well.
Early riser.
Yeah.
I never sleep.
I may be
And then
slow.
there's that. And then there's Wolpa just silently watching from the shadows the entire time. That you guys just have to deal with.
No, it's a very loud and visceral meditation. Just 24 like
Yeah.
God.
So,
Oh god.
She's about to hack
I
up a
guess-
hair hole.
No.
I guess what Omu and Volpa would know is that before the sun had even started to rise, Drakkar was up and he's left the house. He didn't say where he was going. He just sort of headed out quietly.
It's fun because since you are new to the party, you don't realize that's actually a very common occurrence. But but yes, the Drakkar has left his own home. He's fled his own home with strangers in
Yeah,
He's loose.
he's broken containment. I don't think Omu would think much of it because this is his home. A man is
Yeah.
allowed to wander his home.
it. That's fair.
Like he just doesn't really think much of it. It's just en route.
Is that today was the day we were planning to announce the Jarl's death, right? And then he has a letter saying Jakar's dad should be the new one or something.
It's not what the letter said. It was just
No.
it was the letter. The letter just said how the Jarl kind of wanted to have like ships moving out, like people actually leaving to go find, see the world. But
Yeah.
There's a word for that. And my brain is so explorers. There it is.
Well,
Fucking
yeah,
Christ. I
Like,
couldn't find it
well,
last week.
yeah, like go out and essentially just start doing what we used to, but instead of pillaging, and now we're voyaging.
Yes. I for those of you obviously who are not native to this area, yeah, I mean, Jakar, I don't know if you would have explained that or not to everyone, to the party, that there was a time where you all weren't so secluded, once before. Yes, you guys were active pillagers. It sounds so just... You can't really say that plainly, huh? But
They were actively hostile to literally every kingdom around them.
arguably, so were the other tribes, though. So was it really that weird? Not really, but
I gotta be right back 2 seconds.
Yeah, you're fine.
Apologies.
So yeah, it's not that... It's not too far-fetched of an idea to do what was once done, however, slightly less violently.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Berlioz, do you have any plans? You might be eating dinner. I totally forgot.
I was just gonna kind of like ride off of everyone else. I think I'm on lockdown. technically speaking.
So you're just staying in the hut. You are not an early riser, so
No, he's definitely not.
I would
One day he
presume
will be, but it's not today.
that since our resident rogue is on Twink Watch, yeah, you guys are just hanging out in the hut then? Or Jakar's home?
Twink watch.
Patrol, if you want.
Twink
That's
Patrol.
a little bit more.
I don't know, man. That one actually sounds almost worse.
Like, let's say, I don't know, that's better.
Food Patrol sounds
Shit.
like a direction we need to pivot this campaign into.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna say that there's a possibility / chance for that in the coming future, but yeah, I'll leave it out there in the air. Cool. So then we'll leave you guys there, and we will. I guess we can start right now with Jakar.
Mhm.
You have just rose early. Where are you headed?
Drakkar still, it's still dark. But Drakkar carrying a few items of importance is going to go to the Jarl's Hall. And while he's there, he is going to light the sort of center fire, which is an indication of an important announcement being called.
Okay. As the fire is lit, it's probably close to about 30 minutes before majority of the village has met up in the central area there. Also, words are very hard and my brain is doing horrible today, so I apologize if I can't think of very basic words.
Aside.
Sir? Yeah, immediately, like, off the bat, you would have a bunch of people looking at you and being, like, acknowledging you, as most of them know who you are, obviously, but, met with a lot of confusion, a lot of awkward stares in and of itself, patiently awaiting for whatever it is that you may have to say.
Specifically, Drakkar is waiting for is his father and daughter also present?
Your daughter is present. Your father would probably still be down by the docks.
Yeah. I think Drakkar would send Drakmir to go fetch his father, because he will be important to what Drakkar has to say.
Okay. After you do that, she would do it and, like, no questions asked. She would be happy to do it. So, you'd probably end up waiting another, like, 5 to 10 minutes for her to fetch him. And in that amount of time, I would say that majority of the village is, there's far more whispering and, skepticism being shared of kind of getting a general consensus that they think whatever it is you're going to say is probably
If you left the house to go to a town meeting, should the rest of us just, like, be in the crowd, or should we just hang out at your house without any of your family there?
That's your choice. Drakkar wouldn't have actively made any indication, and I doubt Drakmir would have either, that you guys need to come along, but both of them also left wordlessly from the house, which isn't typical.
1, Drakkar is basically family. 2, whatever's going to happen is about to probably happen in Draconic, and as much as I love expending spell slots.
I return.
Hello.
Greetings.
Laura's free to leave for sure, but Berlioz probably is waking up as there's a commotion outside.
Yeah.
What's all the hubbub?
Yeah, I'll just go travel with Drakmir, I guess.
Okay.
She's leaving
I did
to
not
go
have.
into a big burning beacon, and everyone else in the town is also converging on a single point.
Oh, does Gondor call for aid?
It seems important.
Maybe.
The beacon has been lit.
So yeah, if you're following Drakmir over at that point is when you would see Drakar kind of motion over for Drakmir. To which then she would head for the docks. Heading to the docks, she would find
Hello.
yes, Mr. Omu there himself, chatting away with Drakir. And what they would be talking about, obviously, is the ship and the status of it. And to which Omu, he'll just explain to you that there's really only a few things left before the ship is complete. Addressing a few railings, a few steps that need to be repaired, as a couple of dimwits that were working for him when he should have just been doing it himself. Becoming increasingly.
I outsource one time.
Yeah, literally. That's basically what it is. Is like that's not like him at all to ever ask anybody else to do a project like that. But because this is his retirement period, and it's getting harder and harder to accomplish these kinds of goals. Although maybe mentally you are prepared, physically not always. Yeah, so he's just kind of like doing the last minute like stuff to it, and he's probably like letting you know like maybe like a day or two and be ready to set sail. That is when you would see Drakmir approach and ask specifically Jakar's father to follow her back, as Jakar has something to say. So you would hear her say that.
Oh, yeah. You go, well, seems something interesting is happening. May I attend?
Oh yes, you can join. I mean the whole village is there, but I would kind of probably if
I'll-
you can.
Keep my distance.
It just might be for the best. You know how it is around here. And she would run off ahead. Dr. probably wouldn't say anything, truthfully. It'd just silently follow. And it's kind of always been like a interesting thing for Yuomu with him because his emotion state is in a constant emotionless. He doesn't really convey a whole lot of anything. It is stern, 24/7. Really, really hard to tell whether or not he is concerned or he's happy with the way things are. I mean, like the way he was listing off just the things that were going on with the ship and how it is. To someone who was just passing by, you probably would have thought he was ready to murder someone. However, for him, like genuinely, if you were to incite it, it's just I'm not telling you to.
Him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you to because you've literally just spent the last X amount of time with him. So
I've been here for like 6-7 months at this point.
like you're pretty confident you understand that no, that's just how he talks.
That's just how he is.
So you just kind of silently, brazenly follow behind while Drakmir runs ahead. Following up the steps, you guys. It is what it is. Following up the steps to the center of the village where you can see the pyre is lit, and there is quite a large crowd as the entire village has now surrounded this area.
Whoa.
Who are all you people?
I think another thing of note, specifically for the villagers, that would really indicate something is wrong is specifically the cloak that Trakar is wearing, because that one was the thing that the Jarl almost constantly wore.
Yes, for those of you who hadn't seen Jakar specifically toward last night's evening into this morning, yes, he's been wearing the coat of the Jarl, which to you guys doesn't really mean a whole lot because you're not fully aware of how these customs are. Obviously, you're all new people as they are. But yes, that's a lot of the skepticism that's being shared amongst the crowd here.
Once everything's kind of settled, Drakar will sort of speak. As you all likely know, I wouldn't have called this unless it was important.
There's more happening in the background.
And Drakar will pull from his belt the drinking, which is now filled with ash, which is essentially an affirmation to a lot of people's suspicions because they know.
That's not sanitary.
Is he gonna drink it, Ma?
My apologies. This is a very important moment. I'm sorry.
It's fine. I don't exactly know how to phrase it, so I'll just be blunt. The Jarl, Osher Frost, is dead.
Gasp from the whole crowd.
As it is known, Osher did not have any children, and as such, the line of succession has been broken. I've done what I can to look for any form of tradition or law that might give guidance, but we don't have anything to actually tell us what we're supposed to do if there is no kin to take the Jarl's title. Is there any reaction from anyone in particular within the crowd?
Yes, but it's Bulba. She's just excitedly looking around. Very, very curious. Ever since she started joking and saying it more and more often about like what's gonna happen with this Jarl, what's this succession, she has just actually gotten very, very invested in like how does this succession work? Who's gonna step up? What's their deal gonna be?
Yeah.
She's in. So she is engrossed. Eyes are scanning the crowd.
I fucking love that shit.
No.
Well, straight away, looking over toward a few of the elders, there is an immediate question. They don't really seem to have a whole lot to say, but it's kind of like a wide-eyed look at each other, mostly, presumably.
Yeah.
But then, of course, you have a few of the shaman who are also kind of like doing like a, well, who would, is it you? Like kind of doing one of those, but like we don't. And then like you have obviously like the shaman don't really do that. And then like the general audience here is mostly just going to be poking at who is going to be the next Jarl. And then of course you may even see or hear a few of them say, well, Drakar is wearing the robes of the older Jarl. I mean, like, this is maybe. Drakmir specifically. Although, yes, very excitably is looking at you. Seeing you in the Jarl's robes and seeing you be able to hold an audience like this. Very happy for you. But she has nothing to say, which is, well, rare for her.
Yeah.
And your father's hitting you with that 1,000-yard stare that Jakar got, so.
Yeah. So, I guess Drakar will continue. Given the nature of this unprecedented time, and as the only native dragonborn to have witnessed the Jarl's death, I have no expectation. I have no expectation that this will remain permanent, and I'd like a more formal discussion once there's time. But for now, I would like to take on the title of Jarl until we can reach a point of stability to where we can figure out a more formal method.
Right off the bat,
Mm,
there is a few gasps in the crowd. Now,
yeah.
are they suggestive in the way that they don't think that you should be? Could be. But it does look like a few of the elders are kind of, I don't want to say annoyed, but off-put
Yeah.
by a self-designation, as that is not typically how that is done.
Yeah. Granted, how it's typically done isn't available.
Well, yes.
Everyone's outside of their fucking depth right now.
Yeah. But you do notice
Mhm.
the Drakmare walks away. She doesn't do it any very sneakily. She just kind of backs out of the crowd.
I see.
And as you kind of you catch it out the corner of your eye, you see the group of shaman.
Yeah.
And one of them you notice is kind of hard to tell. She's wearing traditional robes. But you recognize her to be someone from your childhood. Whether they were a classmate or not, I'm not 100% sure on that. I don't think so. I think they a couple seasons after your hatch. But you do recognize her. You do know of her. You probably are acquaintances, but you probably don't know each other very well. You know her to be of the name Freya. She speaks up. Wouldn't it make more sense to give it to somebody more qualified? Not to be disrespectful to you, of course, or to disrespect the previous Jarl, and she'll bow. Just that you haven't been here in some time. Not to disgrace, of course, what you have put on our tradition, of course, is we all follow. Just that there may be someone who is more qualified. You would think that she would also look to the elders. However, she nominates herself. As respectfully as possible.
Yeah. I understand your point. And I respect it. However, I reiterate that my nomination of self is in no way permanent. I have no intention of holding on to the title any longer, or than I feel I have to. Once there's time for civilized discussion, I am more than willing to pass it on to who we decide is the best. However, as it currently stands, we aren't safe. In accordance to what the Silver Dragon said, the effects of their healing aren't guaranteed to be permanent. And as such, the person who sent the 3 dragons and took the elf that we came with is still out there. I have no intention of trying to rob any of you of your opportunity if it is decided civilly in a discussion. But for right now, I only wish to honor the Jarl's final wishes. If you will grant me that and that alone, I am more than willing to discuss how we proceed later.
Some rando in the back will just be like, well, how do we know that the Jarl wanted you to be the next stand-in? And then somebody else would chime in like, yeah, I mean, like, wouldn't it make more sense to just find a permanent stay now?
Look, I'm just going to cut to the chase. And Drakkar will hold up the sort of two letters.
The crowd will kind of like hush a little bit as you hold them up.
Let's see. Who was the shaman one specifically to?
To Freya.
I see. Can I quickly skim over it just to see what it says?
Sure.
Yeah.
The basis of it was, it appeared that Freya's mother had some kind of interaction with the Jarl at some point. But it does not, in any way, shape, or form, declare that Freya is the Jarl's at all. He doesn't even suggest that it's possible. But it is mostly to address Freya's mother, who is... It's addressed to Freya because her mother is no longer with us. So, otherwise, anything else in there is a bunch of gibberish about how the shamans interact with others, how they continue to uphold the traditional healing methods, whether conventional or non-conventional, as seen previously.
Yeah.
Kind of like, let's not do that shit again, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
We get it. Your mother, she was holistic, but like sometimes we gotta do things the right way. Whether or not it works or not is a different story.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily suggest it, but it does suggest that there may have been some kind of relationship with Freya's mother and the Jarl.
Drakkar will sort of like call Freya up and give her the letter.
Come on down.
And Drakkar will say it in a way that she'll say it, or only she'll hear it, but it's a bit more like, it's addressed to you, but I don't know how much it's going to actually offer you. Lots of rambling.
I mean, at first it's like an initial shock, because to hear of anyone speak of her mother who has not been around for quite some time now is very odd, but also like in a sad, heartfelt kind of way. But then also reading the rest of it and how it's basically just a lot of formality stuff. Presumably she is to be head of the shamans or whatever. Like nothing was really concrete. Also, the way the shamans work generally is it's pretty self-governed. They don't really... It's like a clergy, like they don't really designate any higher order. So it kind of threw her off a little bit, just seeing that a lot of it was written for her mother. But otherwise, she's basically like, what do you want me to do with this now? I can't quite very well give it to my mother.
Damn.
To be truthful, I have no idea. He didn't exactly explain to us what the letters were for, or at least not that one. All I know is that it was addressed to you.
Well,
so
I appreciate
take it
that.
inside. And as per the second letter, he says this more to the crowd. It is addressed to my father, Thalkir.
For a brief moment, you catch his eyes go wide. I'm like, who, me?
Yeah.
Oh,
His
Oh.
eyes go widen for literally a split second. He locks back in.
Yeah, pretty much. He probably wants me to do shit again. Even in your fucking afterlife, old man.
Yeah.
moi.
And Drakar will sort of ask, in a bit more, again, just more privately to his father. Given the nature of this and what it would mean for our people, are you opposed to me reading it aloud?
He'll kind of just wave his hand like, very well, boy.
Yeah. And Drakar will sort of go over the general gist of the letter.
This will get you the majority of the gasps of the group, of the village here.
Yeah. The Jarl wants us to travel. Not en masse, but we've been isolated for so long. And from my personal experience within the world, from my voyage to lands otherwise unknown to us, I have found a lot, and I have grown a lot.
But how do we know it's
The Jarl
safe?
wants us. We don't. The world is equally as beautiful as it is dangerous. But and Drakar will sort of like put his thump his fist against his chest a little bit. If we're tough enough to survive up here, there's little the world can throw at us that we can't make it through.
If it's so
We
bad
make it.
over there, then why don't we just stay here?
Then stay here if you want. The Jarl has no. I don't believe that he wants us to all leave. But there's so much of the world to explore and so much we can learn from it. We don't just have to survive. We can grow and we can prosper. Not as pillagers, not as brutes and barbarians to our peers, but as a prospering nation. No one's forced to leave, but there is no punishment for if you choose to. If you choose to voyage out into the world to find the end of the horizon. I believe it will help us grow as a people. Both to learn and adapt, but also to come closer to our roots.
Shakir will cross his arms,
Mhm.
and once again, it's hard to really tell what he's thinking, if he's pondering if this is a good idea or a bad idea. Hard to say.
Yeah.
But you're getting a kind of mixed bag reaction from the crowd. It seems like the majority do not want to go.
Mhm.
There are a few here that are persisting, well, a lot, and to be fair, a lot of it is the younger generation, of course, who are very interested in this idea that maybe change is good, maybe it could do us all good. However, of course, the elders and the shamans, are like this is like the one time they're agreeing, maybe we don't do that. This is what we know. This is what makes sense. We've been able to defend our own for this long. There's no reason that we should go. And it's leading a few to even question more so now whether you should be qualified as the stand-in Jarl at this time.
Yeah. Jakar lets them. Sort of just remains where he is, sort of spectating their conversation, because in a way, it's funny because he's had all the same points himself before he left.
Absolutely.
He doesn't have much to say in this context. He's more just like thinking about, because he has no doubt that given as it currently stands, he's the only person aside from his daughter to have actually voyaged far and returned. He expects there to be a decent number of questions from people who are trying to wrap their head around this.
Absolutely.
Mm.
The crowd at this time, after a few minutes of all of these, what were kind of like dissonant whispers, are now becoming far more uproarious.
Yeah.
You know what comes next level kind of uproarious.
Mm.
And I will say, if you want to run a perception check, you can for Drakmir.
He will.
Those of you who are there, you also could if you wanted to, and you would have noticed that she left. She's not there.
17.
Especially because, well, you went there with her, and she did essentially come back toward your general direction.
Sure, yeah.
Get a load of this guy. Hey, wait, where'd you go?
So I'm rolling dice here.
Nope, you're fine.
No.
If you would like to.
17.
17. You guys both got 17s.
No, sorry. What? You rolled dice, but I didn't need to. Sorry,
If you would like to roll a perception for wherever Drakmir had wandered off to, you can.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, yeah, absolutely.
I believe Omu is the only other person that is technically there of you guys. But he, Waffles the player, has disappeared right now. So.
13.
So not quite. For either of you, actually, she's become one with the shadows. As you guys kind of scan the area, the crowd here that is amassed, it's pretty plain to see that she is effectively. It would have been a little bit easier to see, even really, if she was away from the crowd, because there's nobody else out there. However, if she had gone into any of the huts at this time or homes of any of these people, well, you would not know. So, is she in one of those, or did she just fucking leave? Who knows? Right back.
Yeah.
It made a sound. Actually, for funsies, Berlioz and Seamus, you guys can also roll perception checks, if you would like.
Seamus isn't making one right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll let a passive slip, which is an 18, but he's not looking.
But say Seamus's passive is an 11, so I don't think he's catching much outside of the current situation. So
Homeboy's under the blankets, and I feel that.
Him and Belials are chatting.
You chatting? What you guys chatting about?
Belials being a little shit.
Well,
hey, I'm willing to screenshot this haul and put it over there.
Oh, please don't.
all right. Well, we'll come back to you guys when we finish this up here. So Jakar, at this time, like as I said, it's getting a little loud. People are getting a little rowdy right now. it does appear that a lot more questions are being thrown at you, like why wouldn't the elders be the correct choice as they know the traditions better than anyone? Why wouldn't we let, of course, Freya and the rest of the shamans are arguing that a spiritual leader may be what the tribe needs more so than anything else at this time. If in traveling and voyaging and or sustaining any kind of village morale is the next step, then maybe a shaman should be the next Jarl. It almost doesn't feel like majority of them are not so talking like you shouldn't be. There are a few of those couple of guys though in the back for sure that are like heckling you, but most of them are just more concerned about, like, at this point, since bringing up the letter of voyage, that they're more concerned about very future settlement situation, not so much, oh god, Drakar's being the Jarl, stepping Jarl is kind of crazy. They're far more concerned now about the future of everyone.
Yeah. I think eventually Drakar is going to sort of speak again, sort of trying to draw the crowd's attention, because he knows that at a certain point someone's going to make a move, and it's gonna be an all-out brawl.
Most likely.
Because all it takes is one person shoving someone else into someone else, and now everyone's trying to murder each other.
Yeah, because I mean, you've already got people yelling over each other and trying to get a word in, and yes, it is a matter of time.
And so I think Drakar's going to he'll try and like sort of say a few things to sort of draw the attention of the crowd. Is it working?
Roll me up like a performance check.
Performance? Okay. I don't have a super high charisma mod, but it's not negative.
For the good of the village.
Yeah. 21.
Oh yeah, you're getting some attention up there. The crowd is subsiding quite a bit. There's still a few voices that are kind of grumbly there that you can very much tell. A few of them from fighters, a few of them from concerned mothers, but nothing. Yeah. It's considerably died down for a second here. You've caught their attention once more.
I understand that you all are uncertain. It's new. And to be truthful, new is terrifying. I was new to it as well. I didn't just choose to leave everything I know behind on a whim and vanish off under the horizon. Although I don't doubt that it probably seems like that to some of you. However, I've spent the last year and a half traveling with people that I've spent the last 2 years traveling across the greater world, meeting people that I never would have, experiencing things that I never would have. And so, if we can do it civilly, I'll answer any questions you may have to the best of my ability. And I guess Drakar will wait, because inevitably people are going to ask him some things.
Yeah, I would say a few of the questions, probably from one of the elders at this point, would be, what do you plan to do from now until your inevitable step down as Jarl?
For right now, my plan as Jarl, for however long that may be, whether it be until we find someone new or until death finally takes me, I want to make sure that our people can get out on the right foot. Because we have the ability to grow. But as in nature, stagnation is death. And we've been stagnant for 2,000 years.
A concerned mother down front. And what if you to leave us? Where would we be without another appointed Jarl? Should you be called away?
I have a few plans. In that front, I do have a few people that I believe would be good in my stead. But for the time being, I think that as a people, and if we choose to grow beyond just being a settlement, but becoming a country, a nation, we'll need to create a better structure of control. For one, I don't believe it would be a bad idea to create a bit more of a structure for the shamans. I believe that they hold enough power and knowledge to become a part of whatever new government we form. I don't plan on discarding our system of Jarl, but if in the event that another Jarl comes after me and they don't have kids, I don't want it to be a scramble, a brawl to see who gets it next. If I'm called away, I plan to have someone who will be able to hold down until I can return. And I promise on my honor, as a citizen of Taloskal and as a dragonborn, that so long as I am breathing, I will return.
I feel like there's probably a couple whispers, and they're not gonna say it outright. Of, do you think he's doing this so that Drakmir is the next heir?
I think Drakar is going. Drakar is going to like full turn at that.
Okay.
And
somewhere in the back left.
I hope you wouldn't mind repeating that a little louder.
It's like some old head in the back there, just like, yeah. No, wait a second. Like, what? Is Drakmir? Is your whole plan to have Drakmir be our next Jarl?
Bye.
And why not?
Well, she's quite young and still learning many things. That's why usually it would make more sense for the elders to be more of our next of Jarl.
I can understand your perspective, but is Drakmir on the stage right now? Is she talking to you? No. I have no plans to die young. I have no intention to put my daughter in that kind of position. However, I believe she could if she truly sought it.
The gentleman to this older gentleman to his right, it's presumably his son, who is a grown notable warrior, will kind of speak up over his father there as to say, it's not out of disrespect for Drakmir. She's a respectable young woman. It's more so, what if she were to refuse? Should you pass, and God's son will it, What if this is not what she wants?
I understand your point. And in response, I will again bring up that I do plan on strengthening the structure in which the way we are governed as a people. And if in the event that the next of kin of the Jarl chooses not to take on that title, then I will ensure that there is a line of people that if in the event that something happens, it will continue down. Whoever is in my second command, if my daughter chooses not to receive it and its responsibilities, and it will continue down their lineage until either it ends or they decline, and it will continue from there. It is a valid point. I'll give you that. And in doing so, I hope to get everyone's opinions on how we can improve.
More dissonant whispers.
Yeah.
Whisper, 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 whisper.
Indubitably.
Gasps. Gasps in the crowd. Oh,
Durkar, who's casually brought arguably the most controversy to this settlement in 2,000 years.
Yeah, they really
One
don't
random
know how to
person in the
handle
crowd.
this right now.
Yeah.
One random person in the crowd. Why I never?
Pretty much, yeah. I think at this time, as again, the crowd begins to pick back up again, with even more questions than they had before. I think that at this time it would be Drakir that would finally break his silence to address everyone. The boy brings up good points. All good points. We cannot stay here any longer than we have. As stated before, there is a bigger threat that could return at any moment. And if, in the Jarl's words, we are to leave, it is in our best interest to do so. He has never led us astray before. There is no reason to disregard his words now, even in his passing. I'm not saying this as Jakar is my son. I'm saying this as a villager, as a people, one of you. The Jakar's stead of the Jarls is probably the most beneficial for the moment. Those of you who oppose, weigh your concerns now, one at a time. That doesn't go well. He kind of
One at a time.
he kind of knew. And then in his anticipation, that's kind of what he wanted. He wanted that reaction. Seeing everyone immediately up in arms, he was kind of anticipating that. To that point, to that extent, he would voice over everyone once more. This is exactly why none of you are fit to be the Jarl. We cannot have this kind of insequential chaos if we are to proceed in a beneficial manner for all of us. It can't be done. Jakar has shown us time and time again that to sustain a singular plan can ensure vitality. And that is why I stand behind you, son. You should be the next Jarl. there is a moment of like sheer quiet as everyone's kind of contemplating, like, yeah, I mean, I guess technically he's not wrong. I mean, yeah, Jakar really has, he technically has put in the same amount of effort into this place as everybody else. Yeah, but also at the same time, like, yeah, but he did leave, and like, that's not how we do things. Like, no one just leaves the village and he expects them to just come back and command the village. Um, but there is kind of a mixed bag, but at least it's in a more, you can take it as a more positive direction. Um, there isn't a clear, distinct decision that is made.
Yeah.
What is your plan?
Who asked him this? Or is it just someone in the crowd? I wasn't sure if it's a specific person or not.
It's just someone in the crowd, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. I believe that the first step is figuring out what we have. Voyaging takes supplies, after all. However, I don't actually know if we've ever taken the time to figure out what we have to work with. In terms of my greater plan, there are a few people, a few places that I know our kind will be welcomed, and I believe that we can learn a lot from them. But my greater plan is I'd like to turn Taloskal from an unknown dot on the map to a prospering nation.
More people are interested in hearing what you have to say.
Yeah. I think the first step is, before we even begin to look at expanding further out, is to form initial parties. Take it from me, who traveled out into the world alone. It's much better if we form a structured way where multiple people can go in groups. He does say this with a little bit of levity. Like laughing at his own experience.
A few people, majority of the crowd now at this point is interested in where you're willing to take this. You've caught most of everyone's eyes now.
Yeah. But in terms of the initial step, I think a few new people will need to be appointed. There are a few roles that are currently unfilled that we haven't needed in ages. And the first is a harbor master, someone to keep track of what ships move in and out. If we're going to take to the seas again with a new purpose to be better than we were in the past, we'll need to be organized.
One of the older gentlemen that is typically found a good buddy of Jock here will kind of like a little smaller round guy. Kind of step up like I could do it. I spend all day and all night out there anyways.
Is there I guess Jakar will sort of ask the collected village, is there any objection?
There's like a few whispers and stuff, but nothing too strenuous is said.
All right. We can begin looking into that once things have settled out a bit more. Jakar will sort of shake hands with the guy who stepped up. I think I think the first thing in terms of our first step is deciding who wants to leave. No one is required to. No one has to leave. But for anyone that does, I would like you all to, I guess, congregate. Form what groups of you believe will work best together. And I will return to the hall later tonight for us to discuss further. Additionally, anyone who has suggestions or potential concerns with how we progress, you are also free to come to the hall tonight, and I will address everything to the extent that I can.
There's amongst a few chatter. It's a lot more hopeful faces can be seen.
Yeah. For now, however, we all have work to do. We still need to fulfill our roles within our village. And I have a few personal matters to attend to before I fully indulge in what it means to lead my beloved people.
Yeah, as the crowd listens to your final words here, they slowly begin to dissipate, returning home, with anticipation to bring you some new candidates for newer jobs and things like that come to their meeting with you later.
Yep. So Drakar has two things. I'm assuming that like Omu and Volpa probably linger.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Yeah.
Why
I guess
wouldn't you be?
Drakar will like take a moment, and he's definitely gonna take a breath that he was kind of aware he was holding. Mostly because he knew that that could have gone very south very quickly.
Absolutely. A couple times it almost did.
Yeah. The fucking Drakar's father coming in clutch. So I guess Drakar will sort of meet up with Omu and Volpa if they're still there.
Yeah, I think Omu will, just kind of look at you good, just go, you did well. Are you all right?
No,
Fair.
hmm. I've faced countless enemies, from giant sharks to three-headed dogs, and somehow that was the scariest thing I've done today.
Well, of course. The
Same.
previous threats are straightforward, easy to understand. Navigating a people in order to help them when they are adverse to change is not as straightforward.
Yeah.
But despite that, you did well.
Was Volpa saying something?
Yeah. How long are you planning on staying here? How 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 hands-on is your ushering them into a new era of trailblazing? What's the medium-term goal here?
In terms of how long I plan to stay here, my goal is to get things in motion enough to where I would be able to step away for the time being. So at most, I'll need tonight But beyond that, I should be able to get things settled out enough that there's. To be truthful, the Jarl could go a few weeks without actually talking to anyone. We're a fairly self-sufficient group, all things considered.
Yeah, but if the whole point is to change things, why are you taking that part for granted? If you're changing the entire structure of what you sail out to do, why leave in the once every 3 weeks the Jarl says something part?
I don't plan on keeping it permanently, but for the time being, I also don't intend to abandon the promises that I've already made. I've already agreed to help you with what you're doing, and I have intention to dishonor my promise.
Yeah, this isn't about me. I can wait. I'm a patient girl. It's just curiosity about this town. I've never saved a town before, so I'm very curious to see what happens to it next.
I mean, neither have I.
Really?
This is also very much a first. That's. I mean,
how have maybe this is a question to pose to the entire group, but like, I had assumed you were all dragon slaying, town saving heroes. Is that not the case? Have you sort of just been
we.
stabbing people in back alleys?
I'm gonna be honest. We all met each other because we were essentially bodyguards for a trading company. It's just kind of been downhill from there. We are quite literally just a group of random people brought together by a side job and then thrown into a bunch of situations we had no right being a part of. We went from carrying boxes to a shop to fighting the head of an underground criminal organization. I I was under the impression you were aware of that.
I have been learning more about you all on this trip than I knew going into it for sure.
I get that a lot.
I'm beginning to wonder if have you before Felicity, Felindra or otherwise, have you ever met a dragon?
No.
Not even you. You who lives in this village that worships.
I mean, the worships is a strong word. Like, I mean, aside from occasionally seeing a white dragon walk by in the distance, they didn't show up at our town often because there wasn't anything waiting for them here. We are very much a last ditch effort for food, and even then most animals would rather starve. I mean, like I've seen a blue dragon flying over when we were up on the mountain, and I have a belt that's supposed to help me fight them if one shows up at the specific city that I got it from. But that's about the limit of my exposure. I mean, unless you count the pseudo dragon that one of us had for a little while.
I do not. Pseudo's right there in the word.
Yeah, I mean they're draconic.
Okay, so are you.
Yeah, I'm a dragonborn.
Yeah, not a dragon. That's
It's
not.
Dragonborn.
Yeah, dragonborn. Pseudo dragon. If it was just a if it was just a dragon, there wouldn't have to be those modifiers.
Jesus
I
Christ.
know.
What?
Either way.
That's not me. That's not Omu
Yeah.
saying it.
Either way. Like I understand your concerns. We probably got it.
And so you need to be here for one more day. And then is the plan to linger until she turns to Omu, until your boat is finished and then we sail away? We do still have a dragon.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we were going to raid Berlioz's home. Raid is a strong word, but you get my point.
That is the
Please don't raid my
plan.
house.
FBI, open up.
Fucking
We are
excuse.
showing up
What's-
to
What's
their
happening?
home, whether they want us to or not. So it might be a raid.
They explicitly asked us to
Doubtful.
not be hostile, and also we have to pretend like we don't know who they are. I'm good at that because I
Excellent.
don't know what's happening at any given moment.
Omu, have
But-
you ever met a dragon before? A couple of days ago?
Are you asking Omu?
Yes.
Omu holds up his halberd and goes,
this was a gift from an amethyst dragon I befriended over the course of a couple years.
You befriended a
Took
dragon over the course of a couple of years?
Of course.
What do you
It's
mean, of course?
2 years is maybe short, but if you can exchange enough stories, it is a treasure of its own. And amethyst dragons aren't known for their outward hostility. It took a while to speak with them and eventually gain this weapon enchanted with their magics.
Okay. Okay. So you've met and befriended and received a boon from a dragon. You
Yes.
have seen, turns back to Drakkar, and you've seen them in the distance and a recent one flying overhead. Okay. I'm
I could fight the dragon.
okay. That's crazy next step.
Omu nods with that.
I could fight a dragon.
Not what? Okay, both of you. Not where this was going.
Okay.
Okay.
Where is-
Sure.
Good
where
to
is it
know that
going?
you think you can fight a dragon.
I never said thing. Anyway.
Sure. So we stay in town. We get them going in the right direction. We finish building a boat,
Yes.
and then we all go sail to check on if Berlioz's place is being loomed over by Mole like yours was. Is that the plan?
Yes. I think.
It seems interesting and would
Who
be
do we
something I would
sail
enjoy
from
to do.
Is Berlioz's home on a coast somewhere?
I'll have to check a map.
Should we go meet up with Berlioz and Seamus and circle the wagons here?
I mean, that was where I was going to go after this. And then I'm gonna find my daughter. Actually, I'll circle back with you guys when with Berlios and Seamus. I Should probably find my daughter sooner rather than later.
Of course.
Then
I feel like I'm in danger.
I guess we'll meet you back at your house where we will be without you.
Mhm.
Okay, bye.
And Drakar is off to go track down his daughter.
So, Berlioz, Seamus,
We're in
Hey,
the
Dad.
house.
I know, and now I'm
Oh,
here too.
oh my gosh!
Hello.
Yeah, you walk
Guys,
into these
good
two
evening.
fucking
Motherfucking shadow
man.
warping.
Oh,
Yeah, face flustered, fucking wiping away eyes as quickly as possible as the door swings open.
What
Go.
In my fucking house.
did I have I missed something?
No.
no.
You wouldn't lie to me, would you?
Never.
Not once. I was so very embarrassed.
What are Berlioz's surface level thoughts?
Nah.
Oh no.
Oh God.
Flashbang. What?
Nah, Omu didn't hurry to the home. He's taking his time.
I think inside thoughts are kind of internal screaming. I think is the best thing I've got going on for you.
Okay, good. So
Neat. I got a headache.
so I don't know if you could perceive what all was going on. It seems like Drakar is the interim Jarl.
Are we leaving
Omu-
For
soon?
him,
What?
Huh?
you first. I just said good for him. That's all I had.
Well, I was just saying, aren't we leaving soon? That seems like poor management.
Right, that was my concern. But so Omu's ship will be finished in a couple of days. I
Okay.
know the next step for Berlioz is you're going to check on your family, right?
Yeah.
Is that
Hmm?
place accessible by boat?
Oh, absolutely not.
That was my concern.
Don't worry, we can carry.
Is it
Hmm?
accessible by dragon?
I
Mm.
mean, I think everything is technically accessible by dragon.
Sure, but I have to imagine that.
But yeah,
Like,
no, not a great idea. I
yeah,
will add.
that's what I mean. Like, it's one thing for a dragon to land in this city of
Oh
people
yeah,
who.
no, I'm. No, no.
Yeah. So, what is your plan? Were you just going to teleport there?
It's a teleportation.
Seamus is over there
Um,
face palming.
No, definitely not.
I just like
I mean, there was an exit strategy for sure.
yeah. No, I get that. It's just what happens if you get there and you find out that this Lord Mull entity has been looming over your home the same way he was Drakar's, but there aren't any dragons in the area, so he's hired local bandits or rival courtiers, and you're caught unawares or outnumbered.
My mom usually handles a lot of shit really well. So it's more of trying to help her fix shit that I probably fucked up because I have to.
You have to. What do you mean you have to?
Because I have to. That's yeah, that's we'll leave that there.
Because you
Um
feel guilty?
yeah, we'll go with that.
It's it some we rode we shared a dragon back for well over a week. And we've spent several days now in this town, and I get that you people are private individuals. You are a trickster and a rogue, and I get that you've got your privacy and your secrets. But if we're dealing with an entity that bends ancient black and silver and reasonably aged blue dragons to their whim, at some point you have to stop keeping all of this hidden. Something terrible could happen, and you would be without assistance.
I appreciate the concern, but again, it's not really an easy thing to talk about. Um or explain at this point, especially since I've fucking known Jakar at this point for working on a year. Um, at this, it's just I get it and I appreciate the concern, but whatever happens is my responsibility to have to handle on my own.
But
From my understanding of my role.
but you won't be on your own. Even if you sneak away from everyone else, you're someone's coming with you. And she just looks at Seamus. So you're not alone either way. You and I'm I apologize.
Look,
I
I'm
know
I'm
I'm talking around things here, and I have I had either of you met a dragon before, Felicity?
I want my honest and truthful answer, or do you want me to just give you the no?
I would love an honest and truthful answer.
I
I
honestly thought
value
they were not
it.
real.
I forgot
Okay,
about that.
I see.
So the no is a little less embarrassing.
I appreciate that disclosure. I appreciate that vulnerability that you just showed. Seamus, have you ever seen a dragon before, Felicity?
Oh hell no!
Okay.
I lived in the city for the most part. There's not a lot of dragons showing up. Uh,
Oh, it's the only one that is so far known and willingly spoke with the dragon.
So you
It's
understand that
beautiful.
the task that I have and that the specialty that I have is that of a draconic nature.
Yes.
The idea that this figure, this mole, could have such powerful creatures obeying him is cataclysmically worrisome.
No,
If
for sure.
so, why are you willingly crippling yourself and denying yourself my company and my expertise and my great and powerful skills?
It's
Thank
not.
God.
It's not that I'm denying you or your skills or anyone else in the group's skills. I'm very thankful of everyone. I don't think the part where I'm trying to explain to people that my area, my home, has just been primarily, singly, on the rarest of rare occasions, maybe has seen an elf in their lifetime. It is humans. So, if you guys show up, it's gonna cause a lot of issues. Um, that may or may not, at the surface level, seem like the bigger issue at hand.
So we'll get disguises.
Looks at
We.
the direction of wherever
Omu's
Omu
showing up. Omu's showing up as we'll get disguises, and Omu just goes, no.
Yeah, no.
You gestures to his shell. First off, that would be an issue. And secondly, subterfuge is not my realm of expertise.
Well, it is mine. And
Then you in disguise.
yeah, I'm in disguise right now.
Good. You're already on it.
N- I just
I understand that there are individuals that are very, how would you say, xenophobic. It is not the first time I have dealt with such an interaction, and it will not be the last. I can handle myself.
No, I'm not worried about that. My point is, if all of you show up, it's gonna cause a fucking hubbubaloo. My mom doesn't like things like that happening. We work really hard to keep it quiet and peaceful. On the occasional, I'll stir shit up, but hey, no one's caught me yet.
Well, if need be, and I put the emphasis on need, as in actively detrimental and literally no other option, anything that needs to be done, I can be waiting in the proverbial wings.
Well, you have been out here long enough, so maybe you would be. No, no, no. Look, I'm working up. At this point, I figured out that I don't have a choice. It's either you guys are coming
Correct.
with me at. It's either you're coming with me at the same time. I'm gonna have to put a hypothetical blanket over you guys, sneak you in. Maybe. Yeah,
I feel like
it's fine.
surprising townsfolk with sudden non humans directly in the center of their town would probably cause more of a ruckus than
Yes, which is why
if
I'm
we tried
sneaking
to
you.
gain entry normally.
Why would we teleport to the center of town?
We're
We
not
teleport to
teleporting to the
woods
center.
on the outskirts of the town, and all of the non-human looking ones wait at the tree line for a disaster to unfold.
It's
This
now a
doesn't,
bad
you don't,
time to say there's not really any forests around.
then a hill. There are solutions to every problem. If it weren't,
Or I use my awesome abilities where I can get you guys sneaked into the building. Luckily, there's not many people there. The only person I really have to worry about is maybe Bertram. But he should be
Bertram.
busy.
Bertram ain't no snitch.
Bertram usually has my back on a good day.
Okay. So, so I don't understand what the problem is then.
Well, you can't be seen in the town because village, kingdom, no, village, sure. We'll just sneak you in. We keep you guys in a room, a singular room. I figure out how to ask, how to, I figure I write a really good apology.
Mm.
Mhm. And then everyone's on their best behavior as we figure out, hopefully, that not everything's gone to shit. That's my plan as of right now. It's really rough. It's not great,
I need,
but I'm working on it.
I need you all in your best fucking behavior.
Are we allowed to hit on your mom?
Jesus.
'Cause we were forbidden from hitting on Drakar's dad and his daughter. And so I feel
So,
like are we just establishing ground rules for no flirtation with anyone's family, regardless of generational gaps?
I would say good luck. Um, because a lot of people have tried to and have not had a chance. Anyways, besides that part, y no one's talking to my mom. That is a solo me. If you see Bertram, he's also talking to her, but that's about it.
Who is Bertram?
I don't want to say nanny because that feels rude. He does more than that, but he did take care of me all throughout most of my entirety of my life.
Butler?
No, he does more than that.
Attendant?
Steward?
No, we have one of those. She's weird.
Major domo?
Yeah, wait, I think that's what it is.
Great. So we'll keep our eyes peeled for the major domo. I
I mean, honestly, anyone could really take him on. He's 5'0". He's kind of old.
I don't think there's a necessity to take him on.
Kill the butler.
so we
You know.
can't
I don't know.
we can't get to your home via boat.
Nope.
But
That
we're
shouldn't
building a
be a
boat.
problem.
What does that mean?
Are you just going to keep your ship here and
No.
then come?
Fun things about owning ships. There isn't a curse when you are on a ship. You are allowed to go inland even if you own a ship. I believe you are making things more complicated than it needs to be.
So
We dock the ship and
And-
walk.
But Berlioz's plan was different than that.
Brothers' plan was to leave. If you want the honest, truthful bit of it.
Yeah, I've gleaned that. Which is why I'm trying to figure out how to keep you alive.
I've kept myself alive at this point, definitely for the last year. But if
Real
without
confident there.
assistance, without okay, no, I won't say without assistance.
I can stand on my own 2 feet. I started yesterday. I learned how to use forks yesterday. I am self-sufficient.
How many times have you survived an adversarial encounter with this Lord Mull?
Oh, I mean, I honestly, I think I probably know him a lot less than the rest of than Seamus and Drakar does.
Seamus, how many times have you survived an adversarial encounter with Lord Mull?
Just perished.
Depends, because I don't know how long he's been against us. So, but I haven't seen him outright attack, if that's what you're after.
I'm. Fuck. This is.
Bro, we have no clue what we're going against. Honestly, I forgot about the dude on truthfully until like recently, because that was whew, a while ago.
So you're checking on home for reasons besides just that. It's just an extra thing that you can cross off your list while you're there.
Hmm. Yes, but I'm kind of not. I'm most likely like 99.9% sure that when I go home, I'm not leaving home.
Huh. Okay. That's
Which
so
is
why
why I
are
was
you
trying to cut the middleman out and make sure no one else followed.
why would you go somewhere that you can't escape from? You escaped it once, and now you're worried showing up again, you'll be stuck. Then why go at all? You said yourself your mom has been able to handle whatever threats have been thrown at her before, and now you're saying you don't know the capabilities of this entity. So, why is. I don't understand.
Berlioz would probably just be looking at Seamus now. He's like, I feel like a cat stuck in a corner.
Me out.
Even if you know you'll be stuck, sometimes you do things for the people you care about. So I can see where they're coming from. Even if they think their mother can handle it, it's not always 100%.
Okay. 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 You do whatever you think you need to do. And if you think that you will be best preserving the peace of your home by just leaving as opposed to sneaking us in or letting us, gods forbid, be seen, then you should do whatever you think you need to. You are probably in more danger than she is.
Is that a threat? No, joking. Joking. Sorry.
How fucking dare you?
It's not a threat.
Sorry,
It's
that was a bumper joking. That was not for real. um,
and when I say that, I don't mean it as a threat, and I don't mean it as an assessment of your ability to protect yourself. You're a capable enchanter and illusionist and ensorceler and all these other words that mean you do magic to fuck with people. That's clear. That's been established. But I've
well,
got.
I did.
Go ahead.
So, um, well, I did kind of pseudo make a copy of a spell that maybe if I'm able to do what the original spell does, I could at least keep danger away from there for as long as I don't know. But I think it could possibly help. You know when we were fighting that weird like bug thing in out in the snow, that kind of
Mhm.
force field that I kind of shifted.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was a pseudo copy of a better spell. So maybe if I have time to work on it, I can make it like the original spell that can protect the whole area. Then, then maybe not as in danger uh as we might be. And I'll feel a little less responsible for whatever bad might try to come.
I. Uh, I'm. There's. There's a way. Mm, I don't. I'm. Never mind. Whatever you think. What is the spell? Is it a ritual? If I could learn it, I could help.
I don't know, it's not. It was a barrier that protected a wizarding school that we happened to break through. That that I don't have an explanation for. But it for the most part was supposed to keep out, like it seemed like it was supposed to keep out a lot, like as powerful as deities, it's supposed to just shut them out.
And apparently it worked rather well for a good long time.
So I mean, if it could shut out deities, I mean, what more could you shut out? Do you need to shut out? I mean, that's that's probably as big as it gets, right?
That sounds pretty thorough. And you're capable of performing this magic? Or you know someone who is?
I am going to do my darndest to try and replicate it. I've semi-replicated it for a smaller amount of time and less of an area, but there's a first time for everything, right?
Yeah. Each time that Volpa has started like swearing and mumbling and cutting her, see, she is struggling to not say something. There's a lot of like opening and closing her mouth, a lot of like putting her face in her hands and just wicking away moisture.
We'll hear
Um,
surface level talks. No.
Uno
For
reverse
your
card.
ha!
Where's your
God,
hat?
I wear
Yeah,
it so
where's your
much.
magic hat?
Don't need
Me.
actual magic.
Detect thoughts. Hit me with it. I'll tell you my surface level thoughts.
I don't have it.
Aw.
It was just for the meme.
I don't
No.
got it.
But I do have
Not
Zone of
for the
Truth.
meme.
Sure. I mean, it doesn't
No,
compel
no.
me to speak, but again, I'm willing to answer anything. I'll fail another saving throw against Zone of Truth as many times as it takes. I'm struggling to decide how much I can reveal. I've got one more secret, and I'm very sorry.
How could you?
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
Deception.
Sorry.
No, it's
Deception.
look, we've all been
Disgrace.
laughing at every time I reveal something and say that I have one more secret. There's a big one. And I'm trying very hard to make this a group of people that I can trust with it. I've never saved a town before. I was feeling very good about it. Have you all have you done on this scale before? We cured a plague and averted draconic disaster. This was huge, right?
It is definitely a tale I will keep.
I mean, I guess the closest thing we had was maybe the peace between the Elvins and the
I
dwarves
said
and
we
the
stopped a
rift,
war
but
between two peoples.
uh,
You did. How did you
That
stop?
But
was you guys?
but that I'm also very suspicious of that because that involved
oh,
yeah.
I see.
So I'm not sure how much that was part of his plan. It seems like everything is currently.
So he helped you stop a war?
Yes.
Has he done anything besides being mysterious to make us suspicious and terrified? So far, all that you've told me about him is that he helped you stop a war and that you saw him a long time ago. I don't. What is
what
this guy's deal?
what makes it this mysterious, at least for us, is that Jakar just talks about how this place has been completely like untouched. And so I think the part where it becomes weird is that this dude that we met at some other point, another time, has been
This
talking to
human-looking
the
dude.
Jarl. yeah, this human presenting individual has been talking to the Jarl of this, well, the previous Jarl of this village for what it was, you said 200? A couple hundred? A, a few,
500.
few centuries that he has been in contact with the Jarl? Um, that's where things get kind of weird because I definitely know humans don't live that long.
And another
Maybe a
suspicious
hundred.
thing upon looking back is he seemed pretty well connected to rather xenophobic elves, which I get maybe he was like masquerading as a half elf or something, or had some, but they didn't seem like the type that would like even that. So I don't. They didn't like us the entire time, even though we helped them.
Now,
So
if we're saying that a connection to a xenophobic faction is a reason to be worthy, we were just told none of us could be seen in Berlioz's hometown.
I'm saying it's one of
Just
many
saying it caused a
factors that all
commotion.
together make up something else going on in the background.
Just a lot of unanswered questions that all sort of point to him.
Well, and I guess the
Directly
other
point
thing
to him.
that's weird is that, like, he was nearby, and part of the whole Drakkar getting the belt for the dragons, and this dude works with dragons. I mean, that's a little weird, right?
Works with dragons who kidnap
Or they
someone
know
who
him.
only wants to cure the disease.
She also wanted to rule the village and also knew about the village. If knowing about this
Well, she
isolated
also had a
village, go ahead.
I
person that hired her, but I don't. She didn't tell us that,
Then
well, she
whoever
didn't tell us more
hired
information.
her knew about this village. It's all suspicious, right?
Oh
right.
yeah, it's all very suspicious.
Why we're
She
highly
wanted to.
suspicious of an unknown that is so well connected and powerful to control dragons of different alignments.
Mhm. Who gave did he give Drakkar the belt? Was he like double handing, double dealing?
He wasn't the one that gave it, but he was definitely at the agreement. Was he? Hold on.
Oh God, trying to think
Oh
back.
no.
I know he was involved in the process because he was essentially the right hand of their king,
So
but I
he's
don't.
whispering in multiple leaders' ears. Right hand of the king, centuries of meetings with the Jarl.
Yeah,
But
Seems it.
which was he the king? The king of the elves or the dwarves?
King of the Elves.
Okay, the xenophobic elves. But he helped you get peace with them. What the fuck was he doing
I.
in this village?
That is one of the big questions here.
Yeah, no, I understand. I'm sorry. I'm
And like as somebody who worked as part of an organization who dealt in shady shit and kept all kinds of secrets, I can say that usually when somebody has that many strings they're pulling, they aren't up to great things.
sure. That makes
So
sense.
it's just a hunch right now.
But
But I'd
a reasonable one.
rather proceed with caution and be wrong than be right and get caught with our pants down, proverbially.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay. So
Just as confused as you are, I promise.
Yes, it is. There's so many pieces, but they're not connecting. We're missing so much here.
Did do you want to save more villages? Do you want to use this tremendous power, this confidence, this ability to consort with dragons and lords and do battle with mechanical ice devils? Is that Berlioz is planning to go home, and you expect you'll have to stay there. When you're there, are you going to mobilize troops to help more people, or are you going to go back to your violin lesson? What happens when you get home? What do you do when you stay?
I I don't I don't know other than try to keep everyone alive and safe.
Well, instead of not knowing, you get to decide. You're powerful enough to keep company with people so stealthy they might as well be able to turn in, gesturing to Seamus. People who befriend and are gifted draconic halberds and are fight alongside their spectral crew. They, no one gets to tell you what to do but you. If you don't want to stay at home, I don't think with the friends that you have, there's a force on this planet that could stop you.
It's a
And it means,
birthright.
yeah, that's a heavy one. Um, so when were you planning on leaving?
I I don't know. I guess now I just Jakar's doing stuff, right? I mean, I can't disagree
He's,
with him at least helping a transfer of power here.
he
He
said his
just needed
plan,
a night.
yeah, can wrap up by the end of the night. He seems to just be laying the foundation. And as much as I'd love to be the one to be like, great, and now I'll be the new Jarl, I don't think that'll swing well. Um, and it'll take a. If you wanted to leave now on Dragonback or whisked away by magic, by the time anyone else caught up with you, I don't know how far away your home is here, but based on the way that you dress, I have to imagine a lot more temperate. So it's probably pretty far away longitudinally. Um, sorry, latitudinally. You could solve whatever problem you need to face by the time everyone else has showed up in their ship and then hiked to land. Does everyone else even know where you live?
I've heard yeah, I might have
Almost just
maybe
smiling.
mentioned it.
We can find
Seamus definitely does.
it.
Seamus is coming with you, regardless.
Got that
So
right.
it's not like he's not like he has the ability to build. and sink the ship that everyone would be on with loose lips. So, if you go, whatever you need to do can be done, or you can wait and you can. I'm sorry. There's a lot of moving pieces, and mm, can I trust you? Honestly, can I honestly trust the lot of you? Not for a job of wrangling a dragon, but with vulnerable knowledge and information.
I mean, I didn't tell anyone that Felicity was a dragon. I let her tell that.
My entire
So,
job is keeping information like that secret. It'll just be like old habits.
I don't plan on divulging any information that is classified as sensitive that I haven't uncovered myself.
The reason I'm after Felicity, after Felindra, who I assume is Felicity, she is not an ordinary dragon. She's not part of any sort of ordinary organization of dragons. And I have reason to believe that her power, such as it is, being loosed upon this mortal plane, is part of the reason why things are weird and bad, and why there's a lot of problems and no lines to connect them. I think she is not dragon born on the prime material plane. If the information that I have is correct, and if my theories and everything that you've been telling me about Lord Mull and all of these bad, weird, unexplainable things happening are true, I think that her presence here is leaking, maybe even unknowingly, but at this point I doubt it. Infernal power. I think she's from the Hells, and I think the time that she spends here is corrupting this place. Have you encountered anything explicitly, strangely hellish? Out of place?
Makes eye contact with Belio. Hmm, maybe a few
best I've got
times.
is Sophie. Sorry, Salad. Um, no, have we?
There was the whole
Well, I know
thing.
about the whole Avernus Edge thing. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I don't think.
Well, there's also whatever the hell grabbed Blueberry's mother. Uh,
I didn't know about that.
James is now trying to think back if he told anybody. Because above board, I'm like, wait, I thought I told people.
I don't believe in game
I
you
don't
have
think you
told
did,
anyone.
home skillet.
Oh
Well,
no.
so if you've seen something suspicious, feel free to share it with the class now.
Uh, so one of our previous party members, um, his mother was ill, something that seemed incurable, and we essentially got a wishing stone, something that like an overpowered wish spell. Um, used it to gain an item that granted 3 of the wishes instead, because, well, honestly, because he couldn't make a decision fast enough, and I ended up making one for him. Um, and one of the wishes was to reach out to something that could heal her since no normal spell could. And the something that showed up was very much fiendish in nature.
I see.
It looked uh and hold on. I shamelessly use a little thing to produce an image of it while I try to scroll through my chat to see if I have that picture somewhere. There it is. Let's see if I can put this over here. Nope. Do I have to save it then? Damn it.
You should be
Copy.
able to
Suspense
copy
is killing
paste.
us.
Sorry.
No worries.
Acceptable.
There
Oh,
we go.
you'll love it.
As he forms an image.
Okay. Not what I
Oh
would
god.
normally expect
That
from
doesn't look evil at all.
Yeah,
not
no,
what I would
we're definitely worried about it, but there wasn't at the time anything we could do about it. So that's
yeah.
part of what he's doing, I assume, is trying to track that down.
Okay. And you said something about the edge of Avernus?
Yeah, we had again previous party member l- had his daughter stolen. I say with full confidence.
Wow, that doesn't sound.
That doesn't sound right to me
Well, it
personally,
just
but
it's not. It's that's a hard one to say casually.
it's a more difficult story than I really want to get into. So we'll just, for the simplicity of it, say
Yeah.
that she was taken.
Focus on the infernal part. If
Yeah,
it's
my
if
bad. Um, so we it was at the college we had that memory staff, and there was clues that his daughter was there or somewhere there. So we had Felicity help us towards that.
Which led us to the edge of the furnace.
Avernus.
and Felicity did this?
She
I
was
mean, she
our
just flew
transport.
us. Yeah, she was just the transport.
Right. No. Yes. I-
Um, there was also the thing, um, the interest the one chick had in, um, God, I'm trying to remember. Is it Malachi Donnie was in this campaign?
Oh my god, Dima.
Yeah, the weird interest she had in him. And as far as I
and
can tell, she was from the Hells somewhere.
I mean, she
So
was just a tiefling, right? Like Bala and Uri?
normal tieflings, when you kill them, they die. They don't spirit away and come back later.
that's true. Things tend to die when they're killed.
But we didn't kill them. I
Okay,
don't
don't hit me with the Shiro quote. How dare?
hold. But we didn't kill him. Or we didn't kill them. Her.
Mhm.
Yeah, Seamus, buddy, you were by yourself when that happened.
Well, you
You made
say it
that
as if
call.
you say that as if the wizard we left them with wasn't saying he was going to kill them. We as the
I'm
group
not saying
left
you
them
did a
with the
bad thing. I'm just saying that
no, no,
when
no.
you
I'm just
decided to
saying.
do that, no one else
I
was
know. What I'm
around you.
saying is they should all know that they're dead too, even if they didn't think it was Seamus, because they left him with someone that was going to kill them.
There.
Like as a group, they all knew this. We all knew this. Seamus just did it himself.
And when you killed this person, they exploded in hellfire and swore to return? Or
More
something
like
like
their soul disappeared to the hells,
that?
and they came back later.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Whereas their companion, who was he also a tiefling?
Hobgoblin.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So that sounds
Okay,
like a
so
lot of
he just died.
weird, unexplained, devilish stuff.
Man, yeah, yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of that.
So
However, it seems a lot of this infernalness, unless I'm misunderstanding, did not come from Felicity, but more as a consequence of your actions. Take the wish spell, for instance.
Well,
Seems it involved the infernal, but I don't believe it is our resident dragon's fault.
not exactly. No. If it's what I suspect it is, it's not that she is this active Maleficar opening portals to the hells. It's that she is a being of substantive enough power whose power has been tinged by hellfire. And just being here seems to be corrupting things. And I'd be unsurprised if she weren't alone. Maybe this Lord Mole is a demonic entity in the guise of a human? I really couldn't say. But if there's a lot of mysterious, spooky, hellish stuff going on, and at least some of it has been, and she flew you to the edge of Avernus. Berlioz, Seamus, do you think you two could do this? Help me with this job before you go, at least. Or is this the kind of thing that you think the town would be equipped to handle? I wouldn't want to bring a dragon into your human town without provocation. It's probably a terrible idea, but why I
Yeah.
think. Go ahead.
You Oh, okay, hold on. I'm sitting already, right? Yeah, I am. Okay, good. Um, look, I just, I don't, I can't, I, I'm sorry, it's not you, I promise, it's me. I don't see how Felicity is what you say she is, or you think that she is. She's been really kind and willing and just, I don't, she hasn't done any wrong.
She is a kind individual from what I have spoken with her about.
I don't doubt that. Omen, have you ever been on a ship that sprung a leak?
Omu stares at Wolpa as he goes, I have been on a sinking ship before, and gestures to his ghostly crew.
Yeah. No. Sinking is even stronger. But I don't know the exact circumstances, but if it started as a leak, picture a puncture at the base of the hull. And all of a sudden, over time, the people and the goods and the whatever else you're storing on the bottom deck of the ship start to get more wet. That's not because the boat is malicious. The ship, the boat, whatever size vessel, it's because it's leaking. And I think Felicity is leaking hell onto
Oh,
the
then
prime material plane.
can we fix it? Patch it? I, I learned mending this whole adventure.
Can I mend a portal to hell?
I can tell you that as I've said, my the person who put me in contact, my secret protector is my mom too. So I get a lot of what you're talking about. She's very strong, and she's not from the hells. So as far as I know, her plan
Ours
is
mine.
well, that's good. Got that in common too. Um, so I don't think we're just going to shove this woman, this dragon, into hell and lock her there for eternity. I'd be
Oh,
lying
no.
if I said I knew the entirety of this plan. But what I do know is that I have nothing but the utmost faith in the capabilities and the intention of the forces that I operate under. And I think it would only be a good thing to take. We could even tell her. We could explain this to her. I'm explaining it to you all first. But if it would be a good idea, a good plan, now that the disaster to the town has been averted, to tell her that I'm looking for the dragon Felindra because I think she's leaking hell onto the prime material plane. If she's the dragon Felindra, she might be like, oh, whoops! Plug that hole for me, please. You know,
Okay, yeah, that sounds like a great plan. Can we do that?
I would love to. Should we wait for Drakkar to get back?
Probably. Where is he?
He went to go
Go look for his daughter
speak
who
with his
ran off in the
daughter.
middle of his speech.
Yeah, how did that go? Actually,
It,
wait, I'll wait for him to come back.
Well, if people didn't like it, but no one tried to take the cape from him. We've been,
it
he's been
went
talking up a
well.
big storm about how eager these people are to fight, and I've not fought one person this whole time. I expected way more,
Have you
but
tried asking someone to fight?
You could hit on his daughter. That'd start a fight. It'd be with Jakar
Or his dad?
or his dad.
I'm not necessarily.
What are we
I should
doing?
say, I'm not necessarily looking for a fight as much as I'm just surprised we haven't found one.
Okay, okay.
This is such a fucking mess.
But
I love
do
it. I love
have a
this.
suggestion. Seamus, do you have any parents I could hit on while we're on the subject? Or children?
No.
No?
I
None
don't
of
want to be a part
those.
of the
No
conversation
siblings
anymore.
either, weirdly enough.
I guess it's basically just a conversation about your parents in general, and I was just sort of, continuing
No,
the
that's
theme
fair.
trend. But yeah, should we? If you let me, I'll dismantle those harnesses that I made for us to deal with the cliffs. Manufacture some board games out of my bag, and we'll kill time until Drakkar gets back.
Oh
Sure.
shoot, yeah.
Dragon chess? Dragon chess?
I also
What?
found out that it's not goldfish, it's go fish. That was a lesson I learned
Beautiful.
this adventure in and
Wonderful.
above board.
Hmm.
Oh.
Oh my god,
Eh.
I have proficiency in dragon chess.
Oh god, this man's gonna wipe us.
What do you tell which one you have proficiency in? I know I have one.
You can look at your character sheet, and it'll be there's like armor, weapons, and then tools.
Oh, did
I'm
I
not a
not mark
gambler.
mine? Oh, I gotta go look.
It's usually somewhere in your background.
Yeah, I don't think I put one. Whoopsie.
Yeah, mine's from my
Boyd's got
background from Ruined.
Mine's got calligraphy supplies and painter supplies along with this
Sick.
deal, so
Hell yeah.
It's easy to learn, difficult to master, but you seem pretty sharp cookie. Why don't we all play around until he gets back?
I'm willing to learn.
the
Absolutely.
only game I know is strip poker, and I purposely lose.
Uh,
I could teach you strip dragon chess.
I'm
I'll
in.
probably lose because I don't know.
Okay, well, if you were planning to purposely lose anyway, then spirit of competition. Try your best,
God.
and you'll end up naked anyway.
Can I state I don't know if naked's the best idea when Drakkar arrives home with his daughter and possibly father.
Then I'll
But
produce a
I'm not
big.
saying no.
I could produce
I am.
like a big security safety. We could make like a little safety window and
Sounds
play
good.
behind it.
Squidward.
Lovely. The
Alright.
climbing harnesses vanish. Dragon
Sure.
chessboards and a large curtain to be anchored to the ceiling are drawn.
I love how
Chess
I
check.
love how cautious Seamus is being, and I'm sitting here knowing that Drakkar's daughter is older than Berlioz. Like,
Yeah,
Love
it's to
Berlioz.
respect your wishes, not her innocence.
I was say less to do with her, more to do with Drakkar, who Seamus is friends with.
Drakkar's just gonna walk in. Why the fuck is there a garden in my house?
That's
Don't
the
peek
most concerning
behind it.
part.
Yeah, that's
Actually
definitely
do.
the most concerning
What
part.
the
Don't
fuck?
think about anything else that might have happened
Don't
earlier
feel like
before
a
most of us
garden.
showed up.
Berlioz has been doing very badly at this game.
Drakkar's just gonna walk in and immediately squint.
So as far as it's a dragon chess is a smart person's game. If you're not proficient in it, go ahead and just roll a d20 plus intelligence.
Oh God.
So
So it's an intelligence check?
Being a rogue and a trickster, if you all wanted to cheat, you could all I would go for a sleight of hand or something.
Who needs to cheat?
Wow.
Damn, son.
Alright, Seamus.
Seamus is good at strategy. He's the only one that's
I'll have you know,
campaign.
Seamus is purposely losing.
Seamus in chess is the type of person that uses the intercontinental ballistic missile tactic. That's
Scheme
If
is
I were
now
to
actually
cheat, I do
between
want to see
Omu
what
and
I would have got,
Seamus.
though. Hold on.
No.
If I were to cheat, I don't think anybody would have noticed.
No, probably
Mm.
not.
Actually, I'm invested. I want to watch the turtle and Seamus duke it up.
And
God.
let's see, and that is a what is the proficiency bonus of a level 11 character? 4?
+4.
4, excellent. 23.
Let's go.
All right, guys.
Amazing.
So Seamus might be cheating.
So yeah, we play strip dragon chess until Drakar gets back.
I'm just gonna put this in memes because this is all I can think about right now.
Also, Seamus is using a
Omu
liberal.
specified immediately that he is not participating in the strip part of Dragon Chess.
And are you okay? Are you okay playing dragon chess with people who will be
I-
taking their clothes off
I-
while you remain clothed?
It is not the
Is
strangest thing.
Homer wearing? Oh,
Almost where he's got armor on. It just
well,
doesn't do
yeah,
much.
but like, I feel like the shell doesn't lend itself to much revealing.
Almost permanently clothed no matter what.
Carlos is being a little shit and actually removing one accessory at a time.
Oh my god.
One ring, one independent sleeve, my garter.
One finger from the glove. Two
One
fingers
of
from the
4
glove.
earrings on one ear.
God. But it's happening so rapidly because every time just losing.
Yeah, he's not good. He's not good at it.
He's still just about as naked as the others.
When does Drakar get back?
I have no idea.
If we pan over
Oh!
to the docks, we will find a very solemn looking Drakmir sitting and staring out into the water as a Jakar approaches.
Yeah.
You can one from the old man's book.
Yeah. It seemed disheartened. Drakar will walk up and kind of sit down next to him.
I guess there's just a lot on my mind. Namely, why do you want to be the Jarl? Not that I don't think that you wouldn't do a good job, I don't know, isn't it like a really big responsibility or something?
To be truthful, I never actually had any intention of it. But aside from you, we're the only people that have ever taken the chance to leave. And it was the Jarl's wish to begin voyaging again. I don't know if I'll stay, Jarl. If the people have a better candidate, I have no plans on objecting. But right now, we don't have anyone. And because we're the only people with experience in what comes next, I feel like it's only fair to use that experience for the better of our people.
No, I get that. So, Do you really think the Jarl is right that we should leave?
I do. There's so much more on the horizon than I thought there would be. From giant monsters to beautiful scenery. So, something I learned that I think you may like is that the night sky isn't the same everywhere. The stars sometimes look different. They call them constellations, patterns that can be seen, but depending on where you are in the world, you can find different ones. The world's a lot more colorful, too. I know that it would be. But I think it's for the better for our people, for you and I, that we can't stay stagnant.
Do you think Mom would have wanted to go?
He does like audibly sigh. Hell, I'm fairly certain she would have left before I did.
Yeah, you're probably right about that.
I'm fairly certain one of her major goals was to catch the sun. But is there a reason why you're so nervous?
With everything that's been going on in the village, it's hard to think about how fast everything's moving. 1 second, we're all here together, and then we're under attack, and then our way of life is compromised, and then I don't know if if you leave again, whether or not you're able to come back. I guess I'm not so much that I'm afraid. I just wish that I could do more.
What do you want to do?
I want to help protect our people. Our maybe we don't need to preserve every aspect of our way of life, but we all agree that we do need a change and things need to be improving for the better, for our quality of life. And if that means traveling, then of course, that would be the next step. But I want to know where I fit into all of that. I've tried the boat making. I've tried the traveling. Granted, not very good at both, but I could be good at something. I've been set apart from everyone since I was born. And I spent this much time trying to figure it out, and I still can't figure it out.
Do you want to know something that I think you'll like out there?
What's that?
Something that I think you'll find magical. There's no rhythm.
What do you mean?
There's no synchronization between peoples. Everyone marches to their own beat. Everyone's way of life is completely unique to people of the same race, two elves in this, can have completely different walks of life.
Then how did they get anything done?
No, I have no idea. But the truth is that you have, if you want, you have the whole world ahead of you. And why find a place when you can make your own? Right now, we're in a time of change and chaos, even. And this time, nobody has a place. But if you want, I wouldn't mind giving you a sort of mission if you'd like to take it.
Would you choose to accept it?
What is it?
There's a country south of here that I spent a lot of time in called Sembia. And there is a company. It's called the Solstice Company. They're a trading group. But I know one of them very well. I'm sure you'd love them. And if you want, I want you and a group of other Dragonborn to find them and deliver a message for me.
Okay, I could do that. What kind of a message?
An interest in potentially starting trade relations.
Well, that could be perfect. I mean, then everybody gets to win.
But more importantly, I do want you to understand that what this would mean. You'd be sailing into waters that are still somewhat unknown, meeting all kinds of people, interacting with all kinds of cultures on your quest.
Well, I'm not afraid
You
of
also,
any of that. I can meet new people all the time. Just most of the time, they don't talk back. But I'm willing to try.
you may have to learn a new language. Draconic is not a common tongue among the populace.
Oh no, is it that language that that Berlioz guy kept making me speak?
Yeah.
But it sounds so goofy.
Oh, believe me, it's goofy. And half of it doesn't make sense. I swear, apparently the rich down there keep domestic water.
Oh,
Call it
gross.
water.
How does that work?
Fuck if I know. I just know they keep it in these big flowing. They're like miniature waterfalls, and they're entirely decorative too. They don't serve a purpose.
And they just keep them in their yard?
Yeah, it's apparently a sign of being well off.
Huh. Yeah, that just sounds silly.
Yeah, tell me about it. But I have no doubt that you're going to meet a lot of people, for good, for bad. Nah, you might find some people that are a bit more special to you. Don't know. I can assure you, you're probably not going to have the same journey as I did, but that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Well, it's a start. And it's a journey that I'm willing to take. For the good of our village and our people.
But Also, for the good of yourself.
Right.
Trust me, you'll learn a lot about yourself out there. I know
That's
I
what I'm
sure as
hoping.
hope.
Thanks, Papa.
And
She's gonna hug you. Which
yeah,
is
Drakar will in no way resist. And sort of he'll stand up and sort of offer her hand and just sort of add, now, I know that you've always been a bit more keen for smaller, pointier weapons rather than the larger ones that I prefer, but and he'll take it off of sort of his belt, but one of his hand axes, which still made of that same bone-like material as his great axe. I think you'll be able to make use of it.
I mean, it's definitely no knife, but can I still throw it?
Oh, definitely.
I don't think we'll have a problem.
Nothing quite like the coming of age weapon.
Absolutely.
We should probably return. I grow more and more fearful with each passing moment as I know who I've left unattended in my own home.
Yeah, something tells me they're probably getting up to something.
Are you
Um,
losing intentionally? Yes.
No, honestly,
Still.
I mean, yes. Yeah, sure. I'm gonna not embarrass myself.
I mean, I'm sure one of them is getting up to something.
I don't know. That little guy is always
now.
running off doing something.
Who do you think I'm talking about?
That's a good point. Yeah, we should probably go back.
Yeah. Drakar 100% thinking about the fact that he's not going to announce his presence before he opens the door.
Oh no.
There's a curtain.
I don't know if it's going to stop much.
Listen, some people learn to knock before they enter, and some people learn the hard way.
Or Drakar knows the hard way. He doesn't care. You forget, Drakar was also in the room during the entire underwater section. Wake the fuck up, Chuckle Fox. So
Oh, that's
I
right. You
assume,
guys all had to share one room down there, huh?
yeah. So I presume that at some point amidst this activities, they are just going to hear the wooden door slam the fuck open.
Absolutely.
Do you have any
Welcome home.
sevens?
Don't look behind the curtain.
Do you have any
Ew.
sevens? We're playing dragon chess.
Goldfish.
What are you playing?
Goldfish.
Where'd I get
Turns out
these
it's
cards?
just shade.
Wait, where did these cards come from? My
Where
dice
did
don't
you
have
set
7
go?
on them.
Fucking I know for a fact Drakar and Drakmir just look at each other, both fully aware that there was not a curtain there before.
You'll see.
Absolutely.
You will see Thurkaz outside of the curtain. Just looks in for a second and just shakes his head.
I swear to fuck if any of you are naked.
Really?
Which fuck are you swearing to?
Almost
You might
says
need to
through the
swear
curtain,
harder.
I'm fine.
It wasn't you I was worried about.
Those of you who are playing and deliberately taking clothing off, can you all roll me a just d20?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Sure.
Me out of character, knowing that it would be fully in character if Drakmir did just
Hell yeah,
fully
baby.
yank the curtain.
Oh yeah, baby.
He has no impulse control.
Let's go.
Why are Seamus and Wulpa perfectly matched in dragon chess rolls?
Oh my god.
Always.
We're perfect rivals.
Okay, well, so, Drakmir and Jakar are gonna walk into basically damn near. It's like Berlioz in a hat and socks, and next to only socks for the other two.
Hi guys.
Hello.
How you doing?
If
Welcome back.
if I had the silver piece, I'd have far more silver pieces than I'd like.
I can give you a gold piece. Would that help?
Yeah,
You
that should
threatened
cover all the
me.
next times, right?
I can give you a platinum to cover for the rest of them.
I don't think a platinum's going to be enough to cover all this.
Homu looks.
You,
Maybe.
you all are so lucky. I'm willing to tolerate you enough to not throw you out of my house.
Thank you. That'd be cold.
Drakmir just
a little naked.
Drakmir just casually like, is this one of those weird traditions that you said happens outside the village?
This is not a tradition. This is just strange.
I
Looks to
wish I
Belios.
could.
I think they're
See-
talking shit about us.
I truly wish.
I
truly wish.
They either do it at Common or Jakar.
Yeah,
Or Jakar.
it isn't draconic, but Drakar does
It's
say.
a Drakar.
Drakar does say to his daughter, on one hand, I'm inclined to say no, but on the other hand, I have spent the last year and a half with at least two of these, which is not with at least the two of these fuckers, and this is not beyond the realm of possibility. So I cannot give you a concrete answer.
This isn't unusual for them, then.
I truly wish it was.
I feel like they're talking shit. They've got to be.
They're talking
I
shit about
guess because Omu's also talking in Draconic.
It's just a bunch of growls while they all just like look like their eyes like
Look, just keep
side-eyeing
looking
around
back
the
at you
room.
guys.
Yeah.
Seamus is like, with his socks on, looks to Wolf, like, all right.
One last match.
Last two games?
One last match. Sunk cost. My God.
I did
All
find
or nothing for the last one?
I've lost it all. What's one more?
I do find it so funny how the reality is that Drakar and Drakmir didn't actually have much of a reaction beyond a Drakar's god fucking damn it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
12.
That's Drakar is going to just sort of say to Dragmir in like a very clearly trying to make light of the situation, which isn't difficult, is going to say, well, I guess this is certainly one example of a physiology lesson of other races.
Yeah. She's confused on I don't know if I can say that while we're streaming.
Not on stream.
Hold on, I'll type it.
What's your last?
The shapes of things are different. Wow.
That wasn't English at all. What's your last chess check? There we go.
What's up?
The all or nothing with Shane.
The all or nothing round, yep.
Oh, yeah.
No matter the outcome, Drakar is the loser. Drakar has already lost. Drakar does just give her a sort of like haphazard shrug.
What did you get, Wolfa? What did you get?
He doesn't even know how to approach that, so he's just like,
You got me beat. I got a 12.
Remember, Seamus is cheating to lose, though.
It's
What?
cheating, my God.
And you
Roll.
win? You lose?
Then
Bro.
you win?
What are you?
Oh,
You win
then
by
Wolfa
losing?
wins.
You
Drakar
got
wins.
So do
Yeah,
you
no,
I feel like in this current state, Drakar is the only person who's truly lost here.
agree to disagree? I think
You-
Drakkar
did not
has-
choose this. He just wanted to play a game with people, but it got like this.
What was Volva going?
Omu's a victim.
We could have played Go Fish.
Sorry, what was Drakkar's question?
And that's what I was playing.
I asked what Volva was trying to
Playing
say.
with.
Now, absolutely nothing.
Okay.
With this final round, she tosses her stockings on Seamus's head.
God.
Wait. I win.
Wait.
Oh, damn it. Hold on.
Oh, God damn it.
I got a 12. I asked you what happened. You rolled higher.
He
Do
said
you
that
want to win or lose?
no, he said that he's cheating to intentionally lose.
Then you lose.
Yeah, then he loses.
I feel like you
The
both just
rolls
take
meant
off your
nothing.
socks
Yeah.
at the same time.
Well, if Seamus had rolled a lower intelligence, he would have been trying to lose and won
But
anyway,
actually
possibly.
I feel like you would have rolled higher, but your socks were already off before Walpole could
Oh,
even
yeah.
take those
He was
stockings.
passing them over.
The very first move, he's already taken off the socks. I was like, what the fuck?
Huzzah.
I don't even know what to do. My entire flow for today has just been halted now.
You can join us.
Excuse me.
We can play Go Fish. That'll involve everyone. We don't have to
Now
take
that
turns
you're
with that.
here,
It doesn't have to be a stripped version, though. Just play normally.
Fishing? I can go grab my fishing
I'm
pole.
having fun with that.
actually, now that you're back,
the
we
card
should tell
game.
you about the possibility that hell is leaking into your world.
Jesus
Fine.
Christ.
Okay.
Fine.
we're-
God.
All right.
Record immediately like 5 minutes. That's all
Yeah.
I fucking ask.
Upon hearing what Wolpa just said, Omu will just say,
I thought I was the one bad at subtlety.
I'm not trying to
I
be
need-
subtle. I'm nude.
I'm sorry. Put
They
some
have a
clo-
point.
the
They have a
games- The
I think that's
games are over. Put your clothes.
Okay, look, I'm gonna be honest. I don't care. If you choose to stay unclothed, I'm not going to stop you. But you do understand we are in the cold.
Yeah. Oh, yes, entirely. Hence the pillow fort.
Okay. All right, because that's hiding anything.
Well, no, it's not for modesty's sake. It's just comfort.
I mean, why in my what possesses you all to do these things?
I'm sorry, you wanted us to do this in someone else's home?
I can't argue with that. You have me beat. One sentence. All right.
No, shit, you right. Fuck.
I can't combat that. I mean, I'd argue that I'd prefer you not do it at all, but that's asking far too much of any of you.
See, he's getting it.
Don't patronize me.
Something to get?
This is a great way to end
Well,
the session.
Right now, the thing to get is our clothes on.
You know, I know I've made the silver piece joke already, but truthfully, if I'm being honest, if I had the silver piece for every time I've seen the party member naked, I'd have far more silver pieces than most people could claim. Circumstantially, only one of them was by my actions.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
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 Oh yeah.
There was two of those involved in that situation.
That was a little. I don't know. It's a little weird.
Weird is probably not the right word to use in front of him, but okay.
Alright.
That's what I'm using.
Wow.
I feel like there's nothing
Thanks for your
productive.
input, God.
I
As
feel like
God
there's
looking
nothing
down,
productive.
even I
Yeah.
have secondhand embarrassment.
I feel like the trickster's cackling now. This is the funniest shit.
I'm high-fiving the traveler.
I don't even know what to do.
A hand up.
No, I'm not joining any of you in this game.
Oh, we were playing games until you got home because we wanted to discuss something with you, and I realize how worrisome that sounds when a group of naked people in a semicircle around you say we want to discuss.
I assure you, Volpa, you all being naked had no impact on this statement. Instead, you just decided to tell me just after we've solved the first threat to my people that there's another one.
Well, no, this other one is related to the first one. I revealed to the rest of the group. I believe the dragon Felindra is leaking hell, and possibly other figures are as well, onto the prime material plane.
Okay.
And the forces that I am an agent of, I think can help. And so the plan was to, now that the village has been saved, ask Felicity if she's Felindra, explain to her that I believe the dragon Felindra is leaking hell and causing a lot of problems with the world. And that
Plug that hole up.
Go ahead.
Oh, and then we
Why-
plug the hole up.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes.
Why
Yeah.
are we saying it that way when we're talking? Okay, fair
It's a
enough.
leak,
I
like in a
guess.
ship.
Mhm.
Okay. Felicity's leaking, and you want to plug the hole. Great. I love this phrasing.
I am so glad that my daughter doesn't understand common right now.
No idea what's going on.
I'm sure
I don't
she'd
want
find this hilarious.
Doesn't she?
But I really
Say
want
casting
that.
tongues.
Oh my god.
She will actually bite you. Okay. He like says this after Berlioz is already casted, and Dragar's just like, okay. Alright.
Oh god, they're
Yeah.
speaking weird gibberish again.
So
Oh god,
But
I'm
look-
speaking weird gibberish again.
Oh no!
No.
we think Felicity is Felindra, and we think Felindra is leaking hell onto the prime material plane. And
Can I
my
pose a quick question?
go ahead.
Where is she? Because I'm fairly certain she was supposed to be at my house.
She
Sure,
was.
Huh.
She's out walking.
She's just sitting there in the fucking corner, just like, my god.
She and
Wait.
I'm a what now?
I'm a who? What now?
Sorry, I zoned out. What were we talking about? Very in-depth conversation with the
Sorry,
still
we all
frozen
forgot I
skull.
was here, so including me.
No,
I'm
she's
pretty sure
definitely
Bertha
not been here.
went to go
Yeah.
hang out by the shore.
They were
What
spending
else?
some time
We have
by the
not
docks
seen
and
either of them.
by the med house. So
Yeah. So now that you're back, what say you to the plan of, now that the village is saved, telling Felicity about the dragon Felindra leaking hell?
I'm sure that's certainly something we can do. After you all have pants.
Hey, I already got dressed, okay?
Yeah, we're
Okay.
all getting redressed at our own paces.
You haven't moved.
At our own paces,
That's what-
Drakkar!
That's what Mage Hand is for.
Look, I don't. I'm gonna be honest. I don't care. I look. If you all want to do that, go
He's the
ahead.
depth outside.
However,
I don't care.
I'm not sure. He looks more to Seamus and Berlioz. I'm not sure if they shared with you, but I'm the Jarl now, I guess.
Oh yeah, we've got that. We learned that.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Mhm.
the decision, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna be fully honest. I already told Omu this. Out of everything we've done and every possible thing we faced, even losing my arm, that was still somehow more stressful.
Yeah, no, I can definitely understand that.
Speaking is a common fear.
Yeah, but I'm a bit more worried about the fact that I 100% could have been mobbed.
You would have been. No one has fought since I've been here. I
I
think
think she
maybe
wants to fight something.
Well, they haven't fought you. There has been
Yeah.
semi-brawls.
Look, if they planned to murder you, I would have stopped them.
That's probably the most reassuring thing that you've gotten this whole night.
Yeah.
Wapple said a lot of things, but that one I believe.
I'll take your word for it.
Good. My word is good. I've said
Trustworthy and
lots
kind.
of...
You have to remember, Jakar, they're kind and trustworthy. Okay?
They're very kind and trustworthy. Trustworthy
Alright,
and very kind.
So I don't know if I'm going to be able to help much with the whole investigating Felicity to see if she is the other dragon, Felindra, which I don't know why she had different names, but whatever.
Are all of you using your real names?
Yes.
Yes.
What are you,
I
crazy?
gave up on my charade a long time ago.
I've been
It was
I've
after
been
the
using
lightning
my
bolt.
real name. The only other time I didn't use my real name, it was Carr.
Oh my god, I
My
remember.
name is my reputation.
Oh, sure. You I get. But, like,
Hmm.
have any of you ever met a fairy? Do you know how
Oh.
dangerous it is to just let everyone know your name?
I've met a few.
I still have my name.
I mean, I just know how to approach the questions. You have to.
See, it's it.
What?
The one closing the shutters and shrinking into the shrub. You mean the curtain that I hung up?
Seamus is just putting on clothes. I don't know what you mean.
It clearly didn't do much for you, given the fact that we almost immediately saw you. Also, why are you hanging stuff in my house?
Okay.
Now I have
So
to fill the nail holes.
everything that I create will vanish.
That doesn't mean the holes go.
Hung it over the rafter. Why would I'm not gonna do unnecessary physical labor.
God damn it.
Sorry, laughing a little too fucking hard.
So you
fucking
don't have to do any investigating. We just, given that it is even more so now that you're the temporary Jarl, your village, we wanted to wait until you were here for talking to her about this. And now that you're here and we're all dressed, what say we have a talk with Felicitindra?
What?
Felicity, until proven otherwise.
Yes. Felicity until proven otherwise.
All right.
Come on, Drokar, you know you want a little fun.
A little fun. What do you mean? Jakar clearly he's midway through his statement, stops, squints at you, and then is like, "What the fuck do you mean?"
Just come with us.
Yeah. You worry me.
Rightfully so. Most likely so.
All right, I guess Jakar will go with. I have no idea if Drakmir is.
I think Drakmir is having a culture shock right now. Not really sure what's going on.
She's
Yeah,
probably.
she forgot it's common.
Actually, hold on. Question for all of you: is there a way that we can speed up the learning process for common with her? Because I am sending her the symbiote.
I mean, regular spell casting of the comprehend languages or tongue spells.
I was going to suggest something a bit more permanent.
If she
Learn?
gains 4 levels, she could get an ability score increase and gain language proficiencies.
Not the gain
No.
for levels.
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what half of those words mean.
Oh, sorry, I must have slipped into giant.
It
No, I-
did sound like you were speaking gibberish.
No,
Does
I
anyone
can
else
typically.
slip into giant?
I just don't know what the fuck he meant. But
I speak Luxatin, but not giant.
Jakar speaking giant. Like, I wonder what Twitch chat has to say.
I know some deep speech.
Why
That's
I know
Seamus.
Thistle.
does my head hurt every time she speaks? My
Seamus
brain hurts.
deep speech is literally just binary.
Now hold on. You can't make fun of Cybele like that.
Hello,
still at the
I am
corner
still here in the
frozen.
corner. I still can't
I-
seem to move.
Help.
Release me.
Seem
Beep
to have
boop.
lost use of my legs.
Day 25 in the chamber. They ain't found me yet, but when they do, they gonna be surprised.
Are we
Uh,
trying to talk to Felicity tonight or next time?
We'll probably do it next time.
Yeah.
Lead into a next time.
Next time on this
Please stop
show.
being-
Come on.
Yeah, this is far more fun. That's why I do like whenever things are usually overly stressful or there's an intense amount of combat and things like that. Doing these fun little improv nights is fun for not only me, but I would like to believe that it's very fun for the rest of you guys. Just for random shit to happens.
Like
Like
everyone in
food
your
up.
cars being fucking naked.
Like
No.
strip chess. And Baleo somehow
Almost
play
everyone being mostly
Strip
naked.
Go Fish with
I was playing
themselves.
strip goldfish the whole time.
Get out of my house. Get out.
Get
Little do you know,
out!
Seamus's sleight of hands were to fuck with Baleos' cards every now and then. No.
So yeah, I think that's extremely fun stuff.
Tune in next time on.
We'll be hopefully a little more structured next week as we begin to dive into a couple different things you guys have been discussing. I think that'll be really fun for you guys to investigate. Moving forward, we obviously will be getting into Berlioz' story arc.
Yeah.
As well as well, I mean, you have a mass rest of the campaign to uncover. So are you getting closer or further away? Who knows?
Who knows?
All will be revealed in sessions due time.
Session 69, y'all. That's where we're in.
That's your
Absolutely.
That's what
predicting.
we're aiming for.
That's what we're aiming for.
On session 69, the world just explodes. That's it.
Close enough.
Killer bomb.
No, there's a lot of good stuff. So, there's definitely a lot more content to look forward to. It's going to be super, super fun. Tensions will be even further risen past where they are now.
Oh my god.
You didn't think it could get crazier? It does.
Oh
yeah,
my
so
god.
it's going to be super, super fun. Far more climactic than the Kitus group, but that's just because the Kitus group can't predict anything when they're dealing with fey creatures. So
Yeah.
like they have the
Well,
most derivative storyline ever, except that it's all fey shit and you can't predict any of it.
All that fey fucking nonsense.
So what are you guys doing? Well, there's this satyr. We're gonna kill him. Okay, great. How are you gonna do that? I have no fucking clue. What's he doing now? We don't know. Why is the world imploding? We don't know.
I will say something for the Kitus group, depending on how God decides. Vig might very well pull some albatross shit.
Ooh.
You're that bird's last lifeline. I swear to fucking God.
is the stream over?
It will be as soon as you all say goodnight and goodbyes.
Goodbye,
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 goodbye.
goodnight.